So now we will talk about the project knowledge areas. So one of the project knowledge area is the scope management, and the second one is the schedule management. The AI systems can predict and determine when deadlines are not going to met. AI systems will help us predict and determine when deadline will be missed based on the other information that we have. And in such situations, it will revise and update the project baseline based on the realistic information that the AI system is capturing from multiple sources. Further, AI will look into the project documentation to validate project scope and manage scope creep. So what happens when we have a scope creep is when we go out of the project boundaries. So AI system can look into your project charter, for example, or project initiation document, and based on that, it will confirm whether a new requirement is in scope and out of the scope, so that as a project manager, you can manage the project scope and avoid scope creep. The project cost management. The AI system will help identify new risks. It will help us estimate the cost and probable slippage due to new risk. Let's say on your project you have a new risk, and because of new risk mitigation, you have to hire extra resources or things like that. There's an additional cost to that. AI system will identify not only new risk, it can estimate the cost and probable slippage due to the new risk. AI can also help us compute on value and other calculations on the fly and report any discrepancies. So within project management, we are always concerned about our baseline cost, our variance. AI can help us compute those costs on the fly based on the information it has for the future task and whether it will be on time or not. Similarly, AI can help us identify the cost overrun before it happens. Next, we will talk about project quality management. A 3D visual data is processed to check the rate of production by matching against the desired planning and design parameters. It can detect error in construction industry by comparing visual data from every scan of the job site to a small scale design model. So think of if you are in the construction and you want to leverage a 3D technology, 3D quality management system to have an AI mounted camera mounted on a drone that can go and look at the construction of the pillars or any of the under the bridges that is not visually possible for the human. By now, just looking at those images, AI can detect if the construction is of good quality or not and help us manage the quality that way. Then comes the weather Internet of Things that can help us plan in the real time. So example is again in the construction industry. So you will get the weather data from the IoT devices that are installed on local your construction site that can say if there's a rain happening or if there's a prediction for the rain in next a day or two, don't pour the concrete, right? So that will help us plan our project management activity. Further, it can measure project progress on the regular visual scan and compare to the project plan. Any deviation within project baseline will be raised as an issue to be addressed by the project management team. That includes the drone, the cameras, and the robot that cannot go to the places easily as humans are possible. So we can leverage drones and the cameras and the robots to go and check and help us do the project quality management task for us. Then comes the project resource management. To ensure your project remains on track, it is essential that the project people working on them. AI can delve into the history of the past project, which give you the information on the resource engagement. Based on this, you would know if your resources are ready to be deployed. You can even add extra hands or take people out from the project. So that will help you as a project manager in resources and the skill set of the people and what type of quality result they provided on a last project. And also AI system can look into not just your project management system, but also to your HR or other system where resource may have a vacation approved for next month, but as a project manager, you may not be aware. So in that case, the AI system will look into your whole ERP system, and based on that, it can inform the project manager that we need to do a resource leveling. And this is based on their availability and the calendars. And also the most important one is the team dynamics. So AI system can delve into the previous project content and the documentation and see how the teams were working together. As an experienced project manager, you know that some people don't work well with other people if they are on the same team, and you want to avoid that at any cost. If you are coming new to any organization, you might pick up a project team members that may have issues in the past, and you want to avoid it. AI system would be your ears into the past and can help you develop your resource management plan better than you can do by yourself. One of my favorite saying about risk management is bad news does not get better with age. It is very important for project leaders to conduct a risk analysis throughout the project. However, we get bombarded with the daily chaos and firefight that we do not do the proper risk analysis and get surprised. This is where AI tools can help project managers to identify the risk based on the existing information from the similar project within the organization or the industry. It can help define risk mitigation strategies that can predict the outcome of the project using data you already have, such as planned start date, end date for the various phases of the project. And if you have them, you can estimate anything about your backlog to learn the completion rate of the team and predict the likelihood of delivering on time. AI system can also help project interdependencies from the external environment. So AI system can detect a risk of a weather related risk that can collect the data from the weather sites and tell the project managers that the weather is changing and it's not a good time to pour concrete on your site tomorrow because there is a rainfall in the weather. So things like that help project managers do things better.